Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Daytona Beach, Florida. We're here on the campus of Embry Riddle Aeronautical University for today's Sunshine State Conference doubleheader featuring the Tampa Spartans and the Eagles of Embry Riddle. First up, the women will take on each other. The Spartans 8-3 overall, 2-1 in the SSC. Embry Riddle 6-4 on the year, 1-2 in Sunshine State Conference play. Let's give you the lineups first for the visiting Spartans out of Tampa. In the backcourt, the 5'4 junior out of Augusta, Georgia, Chris Nelson. She's joined by a 5'9 senior from Naperville, Illinois, Emily Ishu. And a 5'11 freshman from Bartow, Florida, Malia Sullivan. In the front court, a 5'8 senior out of Orlando, Stasia Titer. And a 6'2 sophomore from Pex, Hungary, Dori Naj. For the Eagles, their starting lineup looks like this. It's been the same for the last couple of weeks. In the backcourt, the senior out of Granger, Indiana, Lauren Ellenberger. She's joined by a freshman from Monroe, Ohio, Sarah Jones, as well as a 5'11 redshirt junior from Uppsala, Sweden, Sigrid Sandström. The two Eagles in the front court, a 5'9 sophomore from Marshall, Michigan, Nikki Tucker, and a 5'11 junior from Osnabrück, Germany, Marissa Koopman. I'm Ryan Nozier, joined by Embry Riddle Director of Athletics, John Phillips, for today's first game back from the holiday break for both these teams and for everybody pretty much at the D2 level.
Yep, the 7-day mandatory break concluded on the 27th of December, and now we're ready to get back to action. It's funny, Ryan, it seems like a long time ago since we last played a basketball game. It really wasn't that long, but it just seems like there's been so many holiday parties and festivities and trips and travels and lack of normalcy. I think it's exciting to get back to the basketball court here today and later tonight for the men's game as well. A lot of action around the SSC today, of course. 10 of the 11 teams in action today. We'll get some of those scores here in a little while, but looking forward to seeing the ladies get back to it after a tough trip out to Las Vegas a couple weeks back.
Well, it's been a long time at home, for sure. December 1st was the last time the Eagles played at home against Nova Southeastern.
4 weeks ago.
We are underway here at the ICI Center. Tampa will win the tip and go left to right across your radio dial. The Spartans in red uniforms with black numbers, a white outline. Here's Titer. She's working against Sandstrom.
Yeah,
hands it off for a shoe.
Good player there, Stacia Titer.
A shoe has to give it back to Sullivan now. Sullivan skips it over to a shoe. Up and in for, that's Titer, the senior from Orlando, Georgia State transfer. 2-0 Tampa. Eagles in their home whites. Here's a 3-ball from Nikki Tucker. Short, rebound comes to the Spartans. Sullivan will bring the ball into the front court. Tries to go down low, finds Naj. Naj's layup is no good. Rebound grabbed by Tucker for the Eagles. Here's Sarah Jones. She'll go baseline. Her runner up and in. Good find for Lauren Ellenberger. Good job by Jones running the court.
Yeah, two. Sarah Jones is going to have to take advantage of her athleticism, get up and down the floor. Tampa's got outstanding size inside. The Eagles are going to try to take advantage of our foot speed, hopefully.
Eagles in man-to-man. Here's Naj. She'll skip it over to Nelson. Nelson drives in, back to Naj. Her layup is up and in. And the Spartans retake a 4-2 lead.
Yeah, good ball move by Tampa that time. The Eagles were a step behind throughout there.
Tucker top of the key. Eagles leading scorer. She finds Ellenberger. She'll go for three and bury it. Eagles take their first lead of the day 5-4.
Mapes family walks in. Ellenberger knocks down a three. I like that. Good timing.
Here's Titer. Gets it over in the corner. This is a shoe. Back up top. 3-ball from Sullivan is too strong, but rebound comes to the Spartans. Over to Naj. She kicks it out to nobody, and the Spartans are able to save it.
Great hustle there.
In the front court. That was Sullivan who saved it back to her teammate Nelson. 16 on the shot clock. Pass almost taken away by the Eagles. Ball still loose on the floor. Eagles come away with it. Good job by Sarah Jones getting her hand on, I think, 2 passes in that sequence.
Yeah, she never gave up on it.
Eagles working around the perimeter. They lead at 5-4. Nice take there from
Sandstrom cut the ball at the top of the at the elbow there. Took it right down the left-hand side.
Eagles lead now 7-4. 7.5 to play here in the first. Here's Nodge, turnaround shot up and in. She's got 6.
Yeah, it's tough to stop there. 6'2". Nikki Tucker is a nice player, but she's outsized there at 6'2".
Nodge, a transfer from the University of South Florida. Tucker, she'll go baseline. Nobody there. Layup up and in.
Yeah, there's the advantage. You want to go 6'2" versus our 5'9", we got to be able to get around you. And Nikki did easily that time.
Embry Riddle 9, Tampa 6. Just under 7 to play here in the first. Tighter. Over to Sullivan. Back to Emily Ashew, the senior from Naperville. Pass inside Nodge. She had great position there against Nikki Tucker, and the Eagles had no help side defense. Nodge has 6 of the Spartans' 8.
Yeah, the Eagles are looking to get the help side, but they're also afraid to dive down too quickly and give up an open 3.
Sandstrom, top of the key. Gets it over to Tucker. Tucker guarded by Nodge. She'll drive left against Nodge. Layup up, can't get it to go. Gets her own rebound. Her follow-up shot is blocked out of bounds by Tighter, and it will stay Eagle basketball. Eagles go to the bench for Macy Shagru. She'll replace Sarah Jones.
Shagru had some good minutes in Las Vegas. She's just a true freshman, and she's going to get more and more minutes as the year goes on. She's an outstanding three-point shooter. See if she can get off to a good start here, if she can get an open look.
Little pause there as some sweat was wiped off the floor. Almost a fresh 30 for the Eagles. Here's Ellenberger. Into the lane, kicks it out, Koopman. Over to Sandstrom. She'll drive baseline. Back out to Koopman. Eagles working around Ellenberger. Back over to Shagru now. Skip it over to Ellenberger. She'll drive baseline. Her layup up and in. Ellenberger just beat her defender, which was Chris Nelson.
Yeah, Nelson came flying out, afraid Lauren was going to shoot the 3, and Lauren a quick catch and get around her.
Ellenberger at 11.4 points per game, a senior out of Indiana. Eagles lead at 11-8. Tighter. Now Sullivan. Gets it over to Nelson. Nelson guarded by Ellenberger. Nelson quickly into the paint. Her runner up, too strong. Rebound tipped by Tucker right to Lauren Ellenberger. Ellenberger, she might go coast to coast. She will lay up and in. We have a timeout called by head coach Tom Jesse of the Tampa Spartans as the Eagles race out to a 13-8 lead.
Yeah, good take there by Lauren Ellenberger to get to the basket. She was coming down the middle of the paint, so she had an option to go left or right, and that really kept, I think it was Stacia Tighter who was trailing the play, who didn't know whether to defend her on the left or on the right, and Lauren ended up down a little bit.
Coach Jesse at 498 career wins.
I tell you, we got some veteran coaches in the Sunshine State Conference.
Just a few.
Both on the men's and the women's
Just
side.
a few.
600, 700 wins from several coaches. 500. He's knocking on the door.
We got Coach Crutchfield down at Nova, who's the leading active winning percentage in all of NCAA basketball on the men's side. 56-45, Eagles by 9. Here's Sullivan. Gets a screen from Cormier. Back to Cormier. Her shot up, no good, but we're going to have a whistle. It's going to go against Sandstrom. I'm guessing they're going to say Sandstrom was in the restricted area, because she was definitely there.
Yeah, it didn't look like she was moving.
One foul. Already playing.
Cormier will go to the free throw line.
Cormier.
Junior from Houston, Texas. First free throw is up and no good. The second from Cormier is good. 56-46. Tampa jumps into the three-quarters trap. Again, the Eagles really don't have a ball handler in the backcourt, and they finally are able to break the timeline. Ellenberger with 17 on the shot clock. Jones on the wing. Over to Savage. Eagles will take some time here, leading by 10. Shot clock at 5 to Ellenberger. Going baseline, kicks it out. Sandstrom, step back three is no good. Rebound comes to Titer. Titer quickly up to McClure. McClure is going to wait for the rest of her teammates to join her in the front court. McClure in the corner, inside Titer, lost the ball. Koopman able to get it away. Titer just took her eyes off the ball, I think, and lost it. Jones, wide open three from the wing is good.
This is the first time we've seen Tampa and Stacey Titer playing with a face mask, obviously due to some sort of a nasal injury. Don't know if that's new, if it happened recently. I wonder if she just lost track of the ball, maybe with her face mask there.
Titer from the elbow. That shot is no good. Rebound Ellenberger. Lauren's got 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 14 points. Eagles lead, biggest of the game, 59-46. Ellenberger over to Jones. Jones, three ball in the corner is short. And we're going to have a foul. See, it's going to go against.
Yeah,
go against Titer.
Yeah, it was a box out and kind of cut her legs out from under her.
Personal foul on the Spartans, number 11, Stasia Titer. Her first. Team third.
It's our under 5 media.
That'll take us to the under 5 media timeout. 59-46, Eagles by 13 here in the ICI Center. Update from the Cotton Bowl. Clemson 9, Notre Dame 3. But there was a touchdown. They just missed the extra point. Clemson did.
Low scoring affair. At least they're playing football in this ball game in Dallas as compared to the one about a week or so ago. Actually, I guess they did play a little bit in that game. Unfortunate for, who was that, Boston College and somebody else, can't remember.
Yeah.
I know it was BC. Played a little bit of time into the first quarter and then got a lightning delay. And
that was it?
Yeah. Lightning delay, go home.
She's looking for ideas. Thank you for playing this game.
Eagles shooting 41% from the floor, 33% from 3. They made a lot of three-pointers, 11 on the day. They've almost reached that 60-point threshold, which has kind of been a good milestone for them this year. When they've reached 60 points, they are 6-1 on the season. If they haven't reached 60, 0-3.
With 21 in the first quarter, I thought we were well on our way, and it wasn't even going to be questionable.
Eagles ball out of the timeout. Ellenberger will trigger. Finds Sandstrom. Sandstrom fakes the handoff, goes baseline. Good job defensively by the Spartans there. Back to Ellenberger up top, 20 in the shot clock. Koopman over to Tucker, and her pass goes right to Eshu for the Spartans. That pass is kicked out of bounds by Ellenberger.
Kick save and a beauty.
That was the Eagles' 6th turnover of the 8th turnover of the day. The shoe gets the inbounds, and she'll run the show for the Spartans, guarded by Ellenberger. Hands it off for McClure. Now Sullivan on the wing. Pass inside McClure. Spin move against Ellenberger. Layup up and in. 59-48. Eagle lead is 11. 4 minutes and 10 seconds to play here in the fourth. Tucker left wide open for 3. Passes it over to Koopman. Her 3 ball is no good. Eagles get the offensive rebound though. Tucker, she's left wide open again. This time she'll shoot it. Can't get it to go. Another offensive rebound, this one for Sandstrom.
Let's reset it and catch our breath here.
Plenty of time on the shot clock at 18. That's Koopman's pass right to Tyder. Tyder is going to try to go for the pick 6. Coast to coast, layup up and in. Quick 4-0 run for the Eagles, and that's going to lead to a timeout for Coach Tom Jesse. Eagles lead by, was 13, now it's down to 9 with 3.5 to play here. Back-to-back turnovers after some nice offensive rebounds by the Eagles.
Yeah, fortunately the offensive rebounds have been good. 29 rebounds on the day. 15 of those offensive.
Second chance points, 12-2 in favor of the Eagles.
Yeah, turnovers are going to happen, but that last one was just a pass right directly into the hands of Stacia Tyder.
Tampa's going to again jump into the 3/4 trap here. Sandstrom, Tucker, and the Eagles will break the timeline. Still think it's interesting that they don't have Ellenberger back in the backcourt against a press like that. Either way, the Eagles get into the front court. Ellenberger to Tucker up top. Eagles have 5 players outside the 3-point line. Shot clock at 6. Ellenberger 3 ball. Yep.
That was big.
Ellenberger with 17 points. The lead is back to a dozen, 62-50. 3 minutes to go here before the end of the game. Tyder to McClure. Over to Sullivan now. Back inside Tyder. Tyder's got 11. Finds McClure cutting to the hoop. Her layup is up and in.
Really nice pass there.
McClure's got 6. Tampa again to the 3/4 trap. There's Shagru to Tucker. Now Sandstrom over the timeline. Pass tipped. Tucker able to track it down though. Eagles lead by 10. Clock is their friend here. 15 on the shot clock. Shot clock down to 8. Ellenberger into the lane. Shot up, no good, but she's fouled by a shoe.
She gave that little stutter step and just got enough of a shoe to kind of get on her hip there, ride her up, and draw the foul.
Warren will go to the free throw line.
It's a fine line of patient versus complacent. And the Eagles have found it pretty well. Take advantage of the clock, but don't get boring and get out of your offensive rhythm.
Free throw is good for Lauren. As Shagru will check out for Koopman, and Naj will check back in for the Spartans. Ellenberger now at 18. Make it 19. 64-52. Eagles by a dozen. As Shoe working against Ellenberger. She'll break the timeline. Looks for Naj. Can't find her. Number 4. Inside Naj. Naj turns. Take a dribble. Shot up and in, and the foul. Nice move there by Naj. Foul's, I think, going to go on Sarah Jones. Yes, it will.
Yep.
It'll be Jones' second. That'll be a free throw opportunity here for Naj as she tries to complete the old-fashioned 3-point play.
I was about to say it was great weak side help from Sarah Jones, and it was. But the key was what Sarah needed to do. When Naj caught the ball, she brought it down low for just a split second.
Free throw.
And when you're 6'2", and that ball gets down to us, try to tie her up, as opposed to once she took it back up, and we jumped in to try to play defense and fouled her.
Under 2 to play here. Ellenberger almost lost it. Ball loose on the floor. Ball still loose, and Tampa comes away with it. Tighter into the front court. Finds Naj. Naj layup up and in. It's an 8-point game. And timeout called by Coach Jesse for the Spartans. A rare miscue there for Ellenberger late in the game.
Yeah, same thing that happened earlier when Lauren went to make a pass and she tried to stop. Same thing there. She tried to stop at the last minute. The ball bumbled out of her hands. And when she went to pick it back up, everybody dove in on her. She was trying to call a timeout. Referees did a good job. She never actually had possession of the ball enough to grant the timeout. The ball kept kind of rolling around, bouncing around in there. Tampa ended up coming out of there with it. Again, I think I'll give the referees credit there. Sometimes they're quick on the whistle to call a jump ball, especially in the women's game. It seems like they're even quicker to call a held ball. And the ball was never stopped. And it wasn't moving a lot, but it kept moving. No one really had a tie-up, and Tampa came out of there with it.
Eagles had 2 turnovers in the first half, 8 here in half number 2. They do lead it, though, by 8, 64-56. Assuming the Spartans will again jump into that three-quarters trap here.
Each team with 4 fouls, so the next foul on anybody is going to be a 2-shot foul, except for an offensive foul, is going to be a 2-shot foul for both teams.
95 seconds left here in regulation. Tucker to Koopman, back to Nicky. Back down to Koopman. Koopman trapped. Ellenberger's going to poke it. Ooh, I thought that went off of Lauren Ellenberger, but instead it went off
a bad decision to force that ball to Lauren there. She was going to be trapped. I mean, it's what the defense wants. Get you right across the timeline and then trap you.
Eagles get a break there, and now we'll be able to set up their offense. 18 on the shot clock. Tucker on the baseline. Back out to Sarah Jones. Sandstrom. Shot clock at 10. Tucker working against Naj. Tucker into the lane. Throws up a shot, no good. Rebound loose. Ellenberger tips it, but it goes off the foot of Sandstrom, and now we're going to have a foul against the Eagles.
Lauren did a great job there intentionally tapping that ball to Sig, but Sig wasn't expecting it. And now the worst thing happens is you give Tampa a chance to score points with no time coming off the clock.
It'll be a shoe at the free throw line.
Yeah, she's an outstanding free throw shooter. I want to say 87%.
2 for 2 so far today. She's got 7 total points. First free throw is good.
Yeah, 86% this year, 88% last year. 87% total for her career.
The second for a shoe is good. It's a 2-possession game, 64-58. Tucker finds Ellenberger. Now Sandstrom. Eagles have numbers. Jones will break the timeline, and now she'll wait for the rest of her teammates. Good job by Sarah Jones there.
Just hold the ball. They're not going to chase you.
15 on the shot clock. Sandstrom almost has it taken away. Finds Koopman. Now Ellenberger. Shot clock at 10. Ellenberger is going to be. There's going to be a whistle away from the ball. It's going to go against Tampa. Someone shoved Sigrid Sandstrom to the ground. It goes against Ishu, and it should be 2 free throws coming up here for Sandstrom.
Sending Sigrid Sandstrom to the line to shoot 2.
75% on the year from the free throw line. 12 out of 16.
Yeah, career 78% free throw shooter. The first from Sig is good. That gives her 10, puts her into double figures.
And it takes it from a 2-possession game to a 3-possession game. Big basket there.
The second. That one's no good. Rebound comes to the Spartans. Sullivan up to McClure. McClure driving baseline and dribbles it off her foot.
Caught a break that time. Spartans turn it over with 33.9. Again, spread the floor here. Find the open inbound.
34 seconds. Eagles get it in. Tucker, now Koopman, back to Nicky. Nicky will break the timeline, and McClure is trying to foul. And finally, the whistle is blown. 65-58. Tucker will have a chance to extend that lead even further here.
Tuck's 88% free throw shooter, 29 of 33 on the season.
First free throw for Nicky is good. Tough night from the floor for Tucker, just 3 of 13. She does have 9 rebounds and 3 assists, though. This, to make it a 9-point game, is good. 67-58. Shu getting a screen. Tampa not showing a whole lot of urgency here. Here's Tider for 3, no good. Rebound Lauren, and the Eagles can run out the clock. Ellenberger with her 7th rebound of the night to go along with 19 points and 5 assists as the Eagles win this one 67-58 over Tampa to snap a 3-game losing skid and to stay perfect at home 6-0.
Yeah, the Eagles, huge win here to start the second half of the season, and the real stretch run at every game the rest of the way now is a conference game, and so an awesome opportunity for them to get back in the win column here tonight over Tampa, 67-58 the final.
Eagles shot less than 40%. How often do you see stats like this? Eagles shot 40% from the floor. Tampa shot 55% from the floor. And yet the Eagles won by 9.
Yeah, they beat us in field goal shooting. They beat us in three-point percentage. But percentage, not number of three-pointers. We made 12 threes. They only made 3 three-pointers. And
the Eagles also shot 14 more times than Tampa. And a lot of that has to do with 15 Tampa turnovers, which the Eagles turned into 23 points, and as well as, I think it was, 15 or 16 offensive rebounds for Embry Riddle?
Yeah.
And that led to 12 second chance.
15 offensive rebounds. Yeah. We had 31 rebounds total, 15 offensive. 7 offensive in the first half, 8 offensive in the second half, and as you mentioned, the second chance points were critical. 12 for us, 2 for them.
Eagles improved to, what are we overall? 7-4 on the year, 2-2 in the SSC. Tampa at 8-4 overall now, 2-2 in Sunshine State Conference play. Up next for Embry Riddle, we got 4 straight home games counting today. Berry on Wednesday, that should be a good one. Here in the ICI Center, tip set for 5:30, followed by St. Leo on Saturday at 4 p.m. and then concluding the 4-game homestand against Lynn on January 9th. That game also at 5:30. So the Eagles start off, I guess technically they end 2018 on the right note. Last game of the year with a 67-58 victory over the Tampa Spartans. The men's game will begin here in about 30 minutes. Tampa and Embry Riddle. John Phillips will be bringing you all the action in game number 2 of the doubleheader. For Ryan Mosier, I'm signing off. Thanks for listening to the Embry Riddle Game Day Network.